What is up, guys? Real estate market update time in the Denver metro. Here's the long short of it. Okay, we are in March 2023. So starting a little bit after March 2020, because March is when things went haywire. I don't know if you remember that year. But after the shutdowns, real estate started going nuts. And it went bonkers and everything went up until about mid-2022. Then, starting in mid-2022 through the end of 2022, everything went down. Not as much. Still, since 2020, probably 30% appreciation, depending on where you're looking in the Denver metro. But the market has been softening quite a bit, starting June, July of last year, 2022, through the beginning of this year. Now the market's going back up again, not to the level it was in terms of insanity. I don't know why I just sounded like Tim Allen on the popular show Home Improvement from the 90s. But that's what we're looking at. We're going to look at it a little more in depth right now. Interesting time in Denver real estate because the national news may tell you real estate is doing this or that, and a lot of time they say like collapse and stuff, which is crazy because we did lose about 10, 11% through the middle of last year, through the end of last year. But as far as a collapse, no, it still gained a ton. And what we're seeing in Denver right now is different from what we're seeing nationally. Denver tends to go faster. So if you look at Forbes and it tells you what the real estate market is doing, that's probably what it was doing for us a few months ago. What it's doing for us now is generally what it'll be doing for the nation at large later. So where are we right now? I have Megan Aller's market report, as I always do. This is the most recent one, the numbers the most data we have. Okay, so I'm going to move myself over here. This is a lot. Megan puts a lot of data in. She's amazing. But this is everything. Odds of selling, average daily active, new listings, expireds, all this stuff. We don't need to go through it all. But it's stratified. See on the left side over here. And if I'll get you don't need me to draw. You can see what the left side is. This is by month. So it's descending, getting closer and closer to present day. What I will say is, if you look across the board, red means hot seller's market. Blue means more of a buyer's market. So you're seeing, this is 2022. This is what I was talking about. Look at all this red, first part of the year. As we scroll down to the second half of the year, look at all the blue. Look at all the blue. There's some weird things in December on new listings, because nothing new comes on around the holidays. But red to blue, you can see it visually. That's all I'm trying to show you. Then next slide, this is this year. All of a sudden the blue is becoming red. That's what's happening. So that's where we're at. Moving on, moving myself yet again. This is, okay, look at the black line here. This is average daily active count. This is our inventory in the Denver metro. This really determines everything as far as what the market looks like because this is supply. So when supply is low, you see what we had the last couple of years. When supply is high, it's more of a buyer's market. Again, I've talked about this before, but you see supply being much bigger. Over 2 months of supply, that's how it's measured near the end of last year. 3.5 months of supply around Christmas with all those expired listings. We are back down below 1 month of supply. That means seller's market territory. For real, like they call it extreme seller's market. What's going on out there? Anecdotal. Is it as crazy as it was in 2022, early part of the year? Nowhere near it. The best, most well-presented homes that are in good shape, in good areas, and are well-priced, they are still going, they're not still going, they are now, again, going quickly, generally with multiple offers. Sometimes over asking price. How much over asking price? Is it 100 to 150,000 over asking price routinely like we saw in 2021 and 2022? No. Has that happened the last few weeks? Yes, I have seen it. But we're generally seeing more like when it's multiple offer, good place over ask, 20 grand over, 25 grand over. Now, back to the data. Odds of selling. I've talked about this before. Megan puts this together. It takes everything into account, a whole bunch of different things. If you list your home, what are the odds you will sell it within the first month? We are back up to 64% after being at 35%, okay, near the end of the year. It's only been a few months, but things have changed quickly. Then, showings per property. We were around 1 below 1. You can't really see because there's so many numbers in there. We're back to 3.9, 4 showings per property per week. For the good properties, it's way more than that. Median days on market. Again, we were over 40, up to 50 at one point, not that long ago, back down to 9. 9 days on market median. Homes are going fast. So if you're a buyer, you see a place you like, it is time to stop pussyfooting around. It was never time to pussyfoot around. We tried to talk about that. Sometimes we listen, sometimes we don't listen. Emotions get in the way. But the point is, go find the house you want. Go get it. Don't mess around. If it's well priced, and ask your agent, ask me. We can run those comps for you. So you don't feel like you're getting ripped off, because you're not going to get ripped off, but the market decides. And if the place is going to go in the first weekend, that means it is priced properly. Okay? So if you're a seller and you're thinking of selling in the next 6 months, please go now. Please don't wait until May, until all these other homes come on the market. Now is the time. Take advantage of this low supply, those market dynamics, that less than 1 month of supply. It is time to take advantage. I know it's hard, life events and everything. Maybe you can't get it on right now. Maybe you can get it on in April. If so, please do it. And you can negotiate a post-occupancy period so you can stay a little longer while still selling your houses. Plenty of opportunity. So that's price reductions for pending transactions. This was over 50% at one point not long ago. We're back down just below 30%. That just goes to goes to prove everything else we're talking about. Okay, real quick, I want to look. I am going to draw here. I want to look. I'm hyper today, but I want to look at, this is a price segment, and I covered it up, so I shouldn't do that. I'll try again. Under $500,000. If you've looked for a home in the Denver metro, you know it's kind of hard to find a house for under $500,000. You can, or many attached properties, townhouses, duplex, the like, are going to be under $500,000. But the point is, if you look at the supply there, 0.5 month supply, half month supply. So anything under 1 is extreme seller's market territory. This is even more. This is the hottest segment of the market, because naturally there's more buyers in the buyer pool, more people who are looking for reasonably priced homes under $500,000. Odds of selling there are up to 71%. Very, very interesting. We go to the $1 to $1.5 million price point. I'm going to stratify it a little bit on this market update. I'm skipping the 500 to $1 million because those numbers kind of fall in line with the general numbers that I showed you before. But 1 million to 1.5 million is actually also a very interestingly hot market right now. So the months of supply is at 1.2, okay, 1.2 months of supply. So that seems like, all right, well, this is over a month. We should be, we should be slowing down a little bit there. But days on market, median days on market at this place, 5. Basically what's happening is there are a lot of buyers who have been looking for a house in this price range that have not been able to find one. And now that some are coming on the market, they're snapping them up in under a week, median. Price reductions for pending transactions at this price point, 15.8%. That's nothing. That's very, very low. After it was like 60%. We're even seeing 70% a few months ago. That's it. That's the whole thing. I just wanted to show you that price segment as well. So those are the two hottest segments in Denver real estate right now. Under $500,000, and then over $1 million, up to $1.5 million. A lot of buyers in that buyer pool aren't as affected by interest rates, so that's one of the reasons that is happening there. Interest rates not great right now. They kind of keep getting worse. It's deterred some buyers, but as you can see, it hasn't deterred a lot of buyers. Buyers are getting used to it. They're realizing that every person you talk to, it gets crazier. What do you get on your house? I refied for 2.6%. I refied for 2.2%. I'm not buying the 2.2. But there are some great interest rates out there, is the point. Anyway, people are realizing that's not coming back. We had a pandemic-fueled artificial Federal Reserve reduction, suppression of interest rates. That's what was going on there. That wasn't the market at work. And that was happening during the pandemic because everything was messed up and they were trying to get people to spend money, and they succeeded. Those interest rates aren't coming back. If they are, it's not for a very long time. So if you're waiting for those interest rates to come back, you're going to be waiting maybe forever. And people are realizing that. and that is why they're buying now. And are interest rates going to be 7% or whatever it is the day you're watching this video forever? Absolutely not. Will they go down again? Yes, of course. When will it happen? We don't know. The projections say stabilize by the end of the year. Some people say around 6%. Some people say around 5.5%. Others are even more optimistic. I've seen the high fours. That would surprise me based on what's going on. But who knows? This recession that we all keep talking about and keep willing to happen, that maybe it'll finally happen. Maybe it's already here. I don't know. This is where my knowledge ends when it comes to the real estate market and the local real estate market at that. So, but my point being, those economic factors can and will influence what mortgage rates are. So if you need a house and you want to buy a house, you have to be able to afford it at the current payment, obviously. But the truth is, the thing we've all been saying for a long time is there is a bit of a get out of jail free card when those interest rates go down. Again, don't know when it's going to be, but if it drops 1% from where you bought the house, it's going to save you a lot of money on your monthly payment. And those minuscule closing costs in the grand scheme they're going to get eaten up very quickly by your monthly savings. So a refinance is a great escape hatch, a great out in the future if you buy a house now, even though the interest rates aren't great. I was hyper today. If you like hyper people when talking about real estate stats and you do need any needs, you know the drill, guys. I love talking about this stuff, and I'd love to help you. Just come up with a plan or just bounce ideas off you. I'll put my information below. And yeah, thanks for watching, and love you.